According to a report at the end of last week from CNN, apparently Secret Service agents, including those who spoke to CNN, they've been talking about Donald Trump's outburst in the presidential limo after the January 6th Stop the Steal rally for over a year among themselves, right? These Secret Service agents, the same group who says no, Cassidy Hutchinson was lying about Donald Trump lunging for the steering wheel. The rest of them who are not Donald Trump yes men have said, yeah, we've been talking about this for a year because it was such a crazy event that happened. And in fact, one of them did use the word lunge, much like Cassidy Hutchinson did. And of course, that little word is what the other agents, or NATO and Engel, have been trying to say. No, he never lunged for the steering wheel. But now we have these other agents, of course, who spoke to CNN on the condition of anonymity, and those close to the agents have said, yeah, this did in fact happen. Everybody knows it happened, and we've been talking about it ever since it happened. Cassidy Hutchinson, in addition to receiving threats prior to her last Tuesday testimony, has of course been dragged through the ringer ever since she made these revelations in the Select Committee hearing last week. You've had both Ornato and Engel come out, and the driver of the limo, saying we're all willing to testify under oath, saying this didn't happen. Although the limo driver has already corroborated part of her story about Donald Trump freaking out, saying, I'm the effing president, you have to do what I say, basically. So the driver is not necessarily, because he didn't see it, able to fully refute her story, but he is able to corroborate pieces of her story, which of course is damning for the Secret Service. And it has since been revealed, since her testimony, that Ornato and Engel were both Donald Trump acolytes, as they've been described, basically yes men for the former president, because they loved him, they'd do anything for him, and so that could easily explain why their accounts of the story do not match up with either Hutchinson's or apparently the entire rest of that agency. Because that's what's important here, right? Hutchinson received this information, allegedly, always have to say allegedly, don't want to get sued by anybody. She allegedly received this information from the Secret Service agents themselves. So if the Secret Service agents are willing to tell media outlets that yes, this did happen, then I'd say it's time to subpoena some of these folks. Sure, it'd be great to get Engel, Ornato, and the driver. Let's get their version of the events. Maybe it is just quibbling over semantics. Maybe he didn't lunge for the steering wheel, but just reached aggressively. But either way, I think these other agents need to come and talk about it as well. Because if this was the buzz all around the Secret Service agency, then that would lend more credence, of course, to Cassidy Hutchinson's testimony. And like I said, Hutchinson received many threats prior to coming on. That's actually why they had to bring her in there immediately last week, because of the threats against her. But the threats and the attacks have not stopped. Donald Trump has repeatedly attacked her. Marjorie Taylor Greene has attacked her. And most recently, Greg Kelly, host on Newsmax, came out and said that the whole reason she did this, and he said there's a special report on it, but he didn't link to the report, so we don't know where that exists. He said that Hutchinson only testified to get the attention of somebody who recently broke up with her. So I don't even know how that works, because, of course, Greg Kelly is not a smart person. He didn't elaborate on it, and, of course, he didn't link to this so-called special report. But this is what this woman has to go through. And again, we're getting other people that are corroborating her story. But what we need now is for these people to go and corroborate the story under oath, because telling it anonymously to a media outlet like CNN, it's great, but legally speaking, it doesn't do much to bolster the case. They have to do it under oath. They cannot do this under the shadow of anonymity. This is what the committee needs to do moving forward, is to talk to these individuals, all of them on both sides, and find out who the liars really are. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.